Hello guys, this is Dewdimpple and this is quite a different video from usual. This is a tutorial video. I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. So this tutorial video is about creating add-ons on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So this is a beginner guide. I'm going to teach you how to create an entity and behavior and resource pack modeling and animation. Okay. First, if you're new to creating add-ons and you haven't you want to start making add-ons, you want first to go to minecraft.net add-ons. This is the link, and you want to download the resource pack and the behavior pack. So after downloading those two things, you want to unzip it anywhere you want. So after unzipping it, this will be the inside of your behavior pack, and this will be the inside of the resource. Okay, so this will be our entity. There's already inside, so I'm going to delete this. It's not like I have already made a video and restarted. Okay, never mind. So after installing, you may want to create a folder of your add-on. For this, we're going to use our test entity, and B is for behavior and resource, and R is for resource. You can name that anything. You don't have to copy anything here. Okay, we're going to copy manifest and pack icon on the behavior pack. So let's open these two things. So after opening the manifest, you will see the description, name, and UUID for your behavior pack. So you want to edit the description, the name, and most importantly the UUID. If the UUID has the same UUID as other add-on, it will not import and it will output an error on Minecraft. So you want your UUID to be special. So if you want, you can just change a number here, which I do not recommend. If you want, what I recommend is going to this site. It's called on UUID generator. You can copy this. If you want a new UUID, you can just refresh the page to get a new one. Okay, but for this tutorial, we're not going to use this online UUID generator. We're just going to edit a little bit of the UUID here. We're going to replace that to 2, and okay, we're going to replace that with 4, and replace this also with 4. So the dependencies is for the resource pack. So if you have a dependency here and your add-on doesn't have any resource pack, it will produce an error. So, okay, we'll get back that later. Or if you only want to have a behavior on your add-on, you can delete this by doing this. Okay, now we're done with our manifest. Okay, we will go to new. We will create a new folder and we will name it to entities. Okay, so this folder is where we're going to put our custom entity. Now we're going to go to the behavior folder. We're going to entities, then we're going to copy the paths. So some tutorials teach you how to create how to code all of this, including the format, version, description, identifier, but we're not going to do that. This is the most easiest way to do it. So since we're not going to use some of the components for this tutorial, we're just going to make a static entity that doesn't move and doesn't do anything. We're going to just delete some of the components here. Hurt on condition, we're not going to do that. Movement, behaviors, yes, all of this. Nameable physics, yes. Okay, now we're just going to leave that here, bare bones. Okay, now for our identifier, we don't want to just leave it as a Minecraft bat, because it would cause problems to the Minecraft bat entity. So we want the identifier to be special, to be different, to be unique. We'll name it as identifier as test entity. Okay, now the easy part is done in the behavior. Our custom entity is done. Oh, forgot to. Okay, you don't want to close that yet. Oh yeah, also forgot this. The IDE that I'm using is Notepad++. If you are using a different UI IDE, that's also okay. But I'm more comfortable to using Note++. Okay, we're now going to switch to resource pack. Oops. Here we go. My desktop is such a cluttered mess. Okay, we're going to copy and paste the pack icon and manifest like we did in the behavior pack. We're going to open the manifest. So this is the manifest of our resource pack. Okay, now like I discussed, like I said in dependencies, this is, oh my god, the cats. Hi cats. Hello cats. Meow. Okay, so this is the dependencies. So this is the UUID of our resource pack. So the UUID of the dependency on in the behavior pack must be the same as the resource pack if you're using a resource pack on your add-on. So we don't want we're not going to change this since this is a tutorial. But if you're making an add-on, you will need to change the description and name and stuff like that. Okay, now we're done with the manifest and the behavior. I mean the manifest of our resource. Now we will proceed to making an entity model. We'll create a model here, an entity. Now we will go to here, we'll type that and copy paste the stats. My voice is coarse. I haven't, oh my god, be right back. Okay. I am nope. Hello. Hi, hello. Okay, I'm back. I am back. Okay, now let's edit this name here. We'll name it to test. Okay, now the identifier must be the same as the custom entities, the custom entity that we made. Test.entity. Okay, the material isn't that important right now. So if you like an opaque model for your entity, well, you just use bats, zombies, and stuff. And if you want like a transparent model, a transparent texture for your entity, you will need the slime material. So we're not going to discuss the materials right now because it's quite complicated and I'm not quite used to the resource making resource pack. I'm used to making behaviors. Okay, now we'll need to delete the scripts. We're not going to use that, and keep the animations and animation controllers for now. Okay, now we're done in making our entity file, resource file. Now we'll go back to our resource pack in add-on, and we'll make another folder. We'll name it models, and we'll create here entity. We'll just check if it's correct. Models, entity. Okay, it is done. So we want now to create our model for our entity. So we'll go to Blockbench. Yeah, if you don't have a Blockbench installed, we want to go to install Blockbench, or use the web app. If you don't want to download it, just type Blockbench on Google. You'd see Blockbench, download, or use their open web app. For me, I want to use their application because it's much easy to use. I just prefer it. Okay, well, our format is Bedrock model. Now if we want to make a cube, like a simple model, we want to add a cube here. I realized that my model is covering the add cube and add group. So the model is already done. I've recorded a tutorial video, so I'm going to cover this again. And my model is this time is not covering this. Okay, so I'm not going to mess with the model here. So this is the bone. Just click this to add bones like this. Type S on your keyboard to adjust the size. Okay, never mind. Okay, to add the group, just click this, then drag the cube into your bone group. Okay. See, this is our cube. We'll name this cube Blocky. Okay, now, I want to make this a cake, not just a cube, so it will be much. It looks good. Okay, now we want to add a bone group here, a group. So this folder. So adding a bone group is very important if we want to animate our model here. So this is the bone group for this cake. So now we want to add candles here. So we need to add another group. This is the candles. We want to put the candles right here, and let's duplicate that. Control D is duplicate. If you want to duplicate a bone, a cube, we'll need to make this much smaller. And finally, that. So this doesn't look like a cake. I don't really know how to what the cake looks like. I mean, I don't know how to model a cake. So that's a cake. Okay, now we want to create a texture for our model. So this is the import texture. If you already have a texture in your computer and just want to import the texture for your model, just import texture. And if you want to create a texture, you may want to create a texture here. So we'll name this cake. Okay, so this is the texture file for our cake. As you can see here, that the model is too big for the texture. So we want to edit this. We want to experiment with the texture size. If it fits, and we'll stop. See, as you can see here, the model is still too big. We'll turn that to 64. Then okay, that works. Okay, now let's go to paint so we can texture our model. As you can see here, our model has only one pixel. It's the pixels are very uneven. To fix that, we want to go to resize in our texture here. We'll copy that as the same as the texture that we have changed. As you can see, when we change the texture size in this, all the texture will also change to this. So we will go back to this and change to 64 again. Okay, now we have many pixels to paint. Okay, for our cake, I want it to have a chocolate. So we need to have brown and vanilla as the icing. Now for the top, I want to have red as like sprinkles. Nice. And as you can see here, this is our candles, but our candle is currently on this texture, on the texture of the cake. So we want to change that, put it down here, so that when we paint on the candle, it doesn't put the texture on the cake. So we want the cake to be blue or have a different color. There we go. Just like that. Okay, now we are done on our model here. So Oh, no, no, we're not done. We're not. Okay, so there we go. All of the cake are now textured. So, we want now to animate this cake. So, okay, let's go to animate in the block bench. Now, let's go to add animation here. If you want to change the animation name, you can, but I'm going to use the default animation name here. Okay, animation.model.new. Now this is the bone that we made earlier, for the bone group that we made earlier for this whole cake. Now, if you want to animate individual bones, you need to create it. You need to create bone groups for this each individual bones here. If you want to create like a floating candle on top of your cake, each candle you need to add a bone group. Okay, now let's now animate the cake. So this is the bone of our whole cake. Now I want this cake to spin around. Let's go to rotation for the cake. Now I want this to continue to spin around, so let's go to loop mode, play once, hold on last frame, or loop. Let's go to loop so the animation continues forever. Okay, now I want this animation to last half second, 0.5 seconds. So I'm going to create animation right here. So let's go into edit here. Let's go for negative 360. You can also edit here, or you can also use this. Okay, so this is we can preview this in the timeline below. So this will what the cake will look like. It is a spinning cake. Now we just need to export this in our resource pack. Now let's go to export bedrock geometry and export it to the add-on file that we made here. Let's go to, nope, not that. Where is our, okay, found it. Resource pack and models, copy it. Then export. Go to that. Then, oh, I also forgot that you need to change this. You must have a file name and model identifier. So we'll name that cake and make that cake. Export. Oh no, oopsie. Okay, then let's go that, save that. Okay, now our model is now in our resource pack. Now we need to create another folder. This is for animations, textures, and animation controllers. Okay, now for the textures, we will need to put the textures here. Let's copy that again. Let's go to block bench. You want to click this, then go to your texture folder, then just save it here. Okay, now we want to export our animation. Go to animation, export animations. Go to your animations. Okay, export animations, confirm, and save there. Now let's go back to our entity. So we will now edit the textures and geometry. To know what to use there, we'll go to models, entity, open this. So this is the identifier of our entity model. You want to copy that and put it in your geometry. So for the textures, this is the texture file path. Since it is in our textures, you can just go to that, and our file name is cake. We'll just change that to cake. Okay, now for the tricky part, animations. Since we're just using animations here, we're just going to use one. Then Okay, this is the tricky part. We're going to animation controller first. We will go to resource pack folder, find a bot animation, copy that, then paste that. Change the name to cake. It's fine if you want to keep the name. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Now, the controller animation needs to be unique. We'll name this to cake, then rotate. It doesn't matter what name you use. So we'll change this to defaults. Okay. Now we're going to delete that, then delete this. Since we're not going to use any multiple states, this is just only for one animation. We're going to use this. So controller animation, copy paste that, then we're going back to our controller animation here, paste that there, then this will the animation controller will control all the animations in our entity. See here. Now we're not going to close that yet. Close your model. Then we're going to get the animation. We're going to the animations folder, cake animations. We're going to copy this animation name. For the rotation, we're going to paste here the animation. Then you might want to change the name here to anything you want. Like I'm going to change it for rotate. Okay. Now the animation name is rotate, so we're going to the animation controller again. We'll change the animation to rotate. Okay, now our animation and our custom entity is done. Now we only need is to import it. If you don't know how to make it into Mcpack, just add to archive.mcpack, then zip, then convert it to Mcpack. The same to this, zip Mcpack, then drag that, add to archive, then this will be our Mcaddon. Okay, now let's open Minecraft. Okay, now as you can see, import started, vanilla behavior pack. Since I didn't change the name, this is the default name, and the resource pack. Okay, now let's create a world. This is my test world. So you want your test world to have these kinds of settings, experiments all turned on. It depends really on your add-on. I mostly turn all the experiments on except game tests. So we're going to our packs. We're going to import this, and it will auto import if you have any dependencies. Now for this, I'm going to activate this. Okay, now let's go into the world and test it. Okay, now I am in my test world. It's quite empty. That's okay. Now to find your custom entity, you will go to the mob eggs, then this is your custom entity. Item.spawnEgg.entity test entity.name. Your custom entity will always be in the last after the Ravager. Okay, now let's spawn your entity. Spinning cake. Okay, this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys find this tutorial very informative. If you are new to Addon Creation, I hope that your adventure in your Addon Creation will be very fun. Okay, I've been meaning I want to create more of tutorial videos like this and share some tips. So yeah guys, I'm going to see you at the next stream or video. Bye bye.